This is part 3 of my home gym workout series, and this video is going to be solely dedicated to back exercises. Part 1 was legs, part 2 was chest and shoulders, and this one is just your back. And that's because there are a lot of different muscles in your back, but primarily they have 2 functions. Your lat muscles, these ones right here, focus on pulling your arms downwards towards your side from an overhead position and also pulling back this way. And then you've got the muscles between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids and trapezius, that focus on pulling the shoulder blades back together. So essentially there are 2 different types of back exercises. You have lat pull downs or pull ups, a vertical pull, and then rows, which are a horizontal pull. So we'll start out with pull ups. This is the PMAX-4750 by RitKeep, and this one has a pull-up bar that has a couple different grip angles. So I'll show you a couple different variations. In general, the wider your grip, the more it focuses on the upper part of your lats, pulling down like that. As you get narrower, it's more of a forward-backward pull rather than a sideways pull. So we'll start out with a wide grip pull-up. These ones are probably my favorite. I'm just pulling down. You can see from this angle, it's more like you're pulling your arms down in a horizontal type angle towards your sides, versus if you go to more of a narrow grip like this with a neutral grip, now it's more of a forward backwards pull. You tend to feel this a little bit lower down in your lats versus the wider grip. You tend to feel a little bit higher up towards your armpits. You can also do a reverse grip, which is also narrow like this. This tends to be your strongest movement because you can also call your biceps into the movement some. Now, if you can't do a pull-up, you can also use a resistance band like this to help you out. I've got it tethered over the Smith machine bar here. Now, note that you want to set the stops rather high so that just in case this would happen to come loose, it won't go very far. But it's pretty stable. It's only pulling down, so there shouldn't be any concerns with that. You may need a little step stool to help you get into the band here. So step up like that, put one foot in, grab onto the grips here, then put your other foot in. And then this helps assist you so you're not doing nearly as much a percentage of your body weight when you have the band for resistance. And again, you can do the wide grip pull-ups here, or you can do a neutral grip pull-up here, or you can do a reverse grip pull-up like that. Now, if even that's too hard, you can try tethering it up a little bit higher here. It'll be a little harder to step into, but since there's more stretch on the band at the top position, it'll give you a little greater assistance. So that was the pull up. Now we're going to do basically just the reverse of that, the pull down. So instead of having a stationary bar where you pull yourself up over top of it, you're going to be stationary and pulling the weight down towards you. Now in a gym, typically you're sitting on a bench and pulling down, but this is kind of height limited. I'm not that tall and I'm already at a maximal reach position with this bar at the highest position. So you're probably going to be best to sit down on the ground like this. So allow the weight to come down like that. Move as close to it as possible so you're more or less vertical here. And then pull the bar down in the direction towards your chest. You can lean back a little bit. This makes it a little bit more like a row, but I'd try to stay fairly upright here so you're pulling pretty close in front of your face. Now, if you do have difficulty getting up and down from the ground, this isn't quite as hard as you'd think, because as you start to get back up, the weight does some of the work for you in helping you to stand back up, and the heavier the weight that's on there, actually the easier it is to get up. So those were the vertical pulls, the pull up and the pull down. Next, we'll move to a horizontal pull. I'm going to move this bar from over here and then move it down over to this one down here, and we can do a cable row. So now you're going to sit down on the ground like this. Put your feet up on the plate here. And now you straighten your knees out like that. Pull in towards your chest, squeezing the shoulder blades back together. And this does work on your lats some, but it also brings in the muscles between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids, and the trapezius. With all of these, I would shoot for around the 8 to 10 repetition range. So whatever weight allows you to do that number of repetitions. The next rowing movement that we'll do is called a TBar row. It's called a T-bar because the horizontal handle here and the bar make the shape of a letter T. This handle here, as well as the landmine attachment, come with the machine. You do have to supply your own barbell and weights, or you can buy them from RitKeep as well. But you grab onto the handle here, straddle over top of the bar, and then kind of lean back a little bit. Then you pull into your core like this, bring the weights up until they touch your chest, and then go back down. Again, with these, I'd shoot for a weight that you can do 8 to 10 repetitions with before you get tired. And when you get tired, you just set it back down on the floor. If you do prefer more of a traditional free weight exercise, you can also do bent over rows just using a barbell. You'll grip slightly wider than shoulders width apart, lift it up like that, and then pull in towards your waist. To see that from a back view, you're kind of squeezing your shoulder blades back together like that. Again, lift up, stay slightly bent over, squeeze the shoulder blades back together in the back. Or to see it slightly from a side view, you pull up like this. Now, much like I showed multiple grip positions for the pull-ups, you can also use multiple grip positions for rows. Most of the exercises were a wide grip row like this, but next we're going to use a neutral grip using a pulley where you're a little narrower and your thumbs are facing up. To do this, you'll put your feet on the foot plate just like you did with the first cable row and sit back here. Pull till there's tension on the pulley, and then pull your elbows in towards your sides while squeezing your shoulder blades back together. Note you don't have to get your elbows way far behind you, just pulling them into your sides and squeezing the shoulder blades together, sticking your chest out should be good enough. Now note this works on the rhomboid muscles a little bit more, versus the other ones are more the trapezius muscles when you have your arms wider and pulling in like that. So just a slight variation. This one is a little bit easier, so you can typically do a little bit more weight like this. But if you ask me, the other one is a little better because most people have strong rhomboids and weak trapezius muscles. So those were the back exercises. Again, that was part 3 of the home gym exercise series. You can check out part 1, legs, part 2, chest and shoulders, or the next part, part 4, biceps and triceps in this playlist over here. If you'd like to check out the RitKeep PMAX-4750, I'll put a link down here as well as in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.